Hey y'all, I'm finally here to do the review on The Family Business. Okay, so the episode started out with Paris. She's outside leaning on her car and she decides to call somebody. And I think his name is Nigel, but I might be wrong. But anyway, in real life, his name is Christian Keys. The guy who's playing that role in this show, his name is Christian Keys. And remember earlier on, she met up with him and he was feeling her when he was at her twins nightclub, and he ended up coming back again just to see if Rio knew where she was, and they ended up hooking up. So she randomly calls him, was like, I miss you and all this other stuff, and wanted to know when they can link up. And he was like, well, I'm out of town, but, I always told you that you're invited wherever I am. I ain't got no problem with that. So she was like, I need to get away. I might actually take you up on that. So, y'all, tell me why I'm blind. Like, I had my glasses on and everything when I was watching this. So I was just like, why didn't I catch on to that earlier? Y'all, I don't know why I thought this man had a whole telescope in the room. But no, when he got on the phone with her, he picked it up. I was like, wait a minute. This man had a scope rifle, sniper rifle in the middle of doing a job. So apparently he's like an assassin or whatever. He's a killer, a hired contracted killer or whatever. Like, I knew he did stuff, but it was hilarious because he was like in the middle of doing that, and he like, oh yeah, he got off the phone with her and went to go kill somebody, and then all you hear is everybody in the background like outside, because he's on the inside of a building somewhere with the blinds drawn basically all around him, and then he has like one where he can see out of. I was just like, all right, that's what we doing. Okay then, I'm tired. So the next scene is LC. So LC at the house. Y'all, he at the house, he outside. I guess it's a nice day outside. So he was like, let me go wash my car. He went out there and washed the car. So Sasha, who is the assassin, the random black assassin woman, he done pulled up on her. And I was like, wait a minute, what is this about? Because like I said before, I felt like he had some kind of ties to, I guess, the school, the assassin school, or whatever you want to say it is, that Paris went to or whatever. So he turned around and he was like, dang, I guess I'm getting old. Not too many can sneak up on me like that. And so, man, come to find out, Sasha is Lou's daughter. I was just like, excuse me? Apparently, she had to pay her dues and, prove that she could be a part of the family business. And so she was out here sniping people and completing all these, killing everybody in their mama contracts in order to prove to her daddy and the rest of the Duncan family that she could hang. And as we all know, Lou is dead. So, LC basically was like, yeah, I feel like you've done enough. So, yeah, you can, do all that. You can, be a part of the family business. So they hug or whatever, y'all. So anyway, Lord have mercy, the next scene come on. And Junior and Sonia, the nurse, are getting it all of the way in, right? Why her phone ring at her house? First of all, she got a house phone. Some people still have house phones, so I ain't gonna read them. My mom and them got a house phone and cell phones or whatever. Her house phone ring, and then eventually it goes to voicemail, and some man is on there leaving a message talking about, yeah, you need to stop being out here acting like you ain't no married woman or whatever. And, making it seem like she just went out on a binge and just was out and about and just out here running the streets. And she married. And so I was like, excuse me, what's going on here? I was like, how dare you? Like, y'all be understanding. My reaction when stuff like this pop up, I really be like, how dare you? Because they be really making me clutch my pearls, right? And so Junior immediately is like, yeah, she need to get up off me. And so he was like, yeah, see, you're married? And so she was like, baby, it's not what you think. He was like, oh, so you're not married? She was like, yeah, I'm married, but she really was trying to explain, but she was so flustered, and she was like, let me explain. Junior ain't want to hear nothing she had to say. And he moved her out the way and left. Junior was tired tired. Like, he has already been through a whole lot in the past, month or so. Like, Junior tired. I was like, no, what you mean you married? How dare you? Lord have mercy, y'all. So anyway, Sasha is at the main house, and she's in the kitchen, and Paris and her mama, Charlotte, are in the kitchen. So Charlotte remembers that Sasha's birthday is coming up. She was like, well, we need to plan something. We need to plan a party or something because, you're never around. And you know, I like to do stuff like that. So she was like, well, yeah, that could be fun. So Paris is, apparently annoyed by this. And I'm like, are you mad? Are you jealous? Like, what is going on here? Like, are you really mad that she getting this a little bit of attention? Like, you could tell how annoyed she was. Oh, Lord. Excuse me. I don't know what I'm yawning for, y'all. I finally had a good night's sleep. So, excuse me. But yeah, she's in her feelings, and I'm just like, why? Y'all, anyway. So her mama is, Charlotte is going to be planning her niece's birthday party. So she's excited about that, went on about her business, whatever, y'all. So then, I mean, this particular day must be an amazing day. Y'all, Junior outside now washing his car. So Sonia rolls all the way up on him. And so Junior is just not here for it. He's looking at her like, no, you didn't roll up on me. And so she was like, I already know what you want to say, but I'm getting a divorce. So Junior ain't believing nothing she talking about. She was like, I'm telling you the truth. I'm getting a divorce. She showed him the paperwork and showed proof that she really was going to get a divorce. And so she was like, I was going to do this already, and I can't be with somebody who I don't love, and I love you more than I've ever loved anybody in my life. And I was like, Lord, ma'am, you done went all the way off. So they end up embracing and kissing all the way down, and I was just like, yes, ew, I'm here for it. Yes, y'all. So anyway, Rio and Nevada are playing a game. Ooh, excuse me. They're like literally like playing a video game. And of course, Nevada, the nerd. And ain't nothing wrong with being a nerd. I was a nerd in school too, but he is everything. He's great with numbers and all that stuff. But yeah, Nevada is spanking that behind. And yeah, he was in his feelings, y'all. So anyway, Paris rolls up and she come in venting off rip. She was like, how dare she come here? And, everybody looking at her like, ma'am. Apparently, they've always had this thing where Paris is, like, jealous of Sasha. So she's giving the rundown of all these different times where Sasha would roll in and take a dude from her that she had her eye on first. And, like, little situations like that. And so she was like... So Rio was like, yeah, why are you so jealous of her? Like, everybody is tired. And it was like, this don't make no sense. And so she was... Of course, she brought up the party that's being planned. And she was like, Mom's going to sit up here and plan a party for her? She's planning a party for her. Like, I don't even understand. And so Rio had to, kind of help the situation by saying, why don't you just look at it as an opportunity to shop? And so, because she lives to shop. So she was like, yeah, I could do that. Okay, cool. So he, kind of help that situation. I was glad because I was like, you really is setting it off, man. This don't make no sense, y'all. So anyway, so the next scene is of most of the family somewhere playing cards, having a good time, and then the driver comes in. Y'all know the driver doubles as the hitter. The driver be setting it off. Rob be setting it off. So Rob came in with like a couple of other people who were like a part of the security detail. And some of the, I think like the kids or whatever left the room, or some of the people left the room because Rob was like, I got to show you something. This is what's going on. Rob shows video footage, live video footage of, well, at this time he was talking about what happened with Consuela. Consuela is Alejandro's wife. And Consuelo done went rogue. She done wounded her brother. She killed the other associate that was there at the table when her brother tried to reprimand her when she went to Mexico to meet up with him like she was requested to do. And yeah, so he let her know that Consuelo went rogue and she's out for revenge against the family and that they need to get ready because she coming. She doing the most. Y'all, so anyway, Juan came in. Yeah, Juan. This time this is Juan. I don't know why I said Rob. Rob ain't come in till later. I'm sorry, y'all. I got that mixed up. Juan is the guy who set up the meet that went bad and the nephew got killed, and he's always been like the in-between guy. He's really been able to kind of bring Alejandro's family and the Duncans, trying to bring them together to meet some kind of common ground or whatever, y'all. So I correct that. That's Juan. Okay, so y'all tell me why. If I had this wrong, y'all correct me in the comments. The next thing happens, and Sasha is getting it in with Manny. And Manny, as we know, is the nephew of Consuelo and Alejandro, the blood relative of Alejandro. And, you know, he was sleeping with the wife and all this other stuff. Anyway, apparently she had a contract on him and ended up killing him. Paris walked in after they finished having sex, and he thought that this was about to be a threesome situation because she was done. Like, she got her, Sasha got her life. She got her entire life. She was here for it. You know, she's a nymphomaniac and some more. So she done rolled over, and Paris came in, and, you know, it was all she wrote. Paris was just like, yeah, because she actually walked in on them while they were having sex and was just like disgusted because she don't like her cousin like that. So she ended up killing him. And so Sasha was like, why did you kill him now? He wasn't supposed to, we're supposed to wait until a little bit later. So she was like, well, whatever, it's been done. We're supposed to kill him anyway. The timeline has moved up. Something went on with Orlando. It said the timeline moved up, and Orlando had some stuff that was in the works. Cool, whatever. So anyway, apparently Rio is in another part of town and has some big burly man who's not very attractive in my opinion. Had him like, I want to say gagged and bound, but he had him like, I guess, restrained and had duct tape on his mouth. And all he had on was his little wife beater or whatever, and whatever bottoms he had on. I don't remember if they were underwear or boxers or whatever. Anyway, you could tell he had been beat up a little bit. So Rio was just there and like getting his drink on, and they was looking like, Rio, we told you to seduce him. And he was just like, yeah, I'm not finna seduce that. I subdued him, but I'm not finna seduce that. That ain't my type. Apparently the dude was smelly, and he don't like big like that. And the dude was smelly, so he was like, I don't do that. And sweaty. The dude is sweaty, and the dude just kept farting and doing all kinds of stuff. So anyway, it got to the point where they were like, Paris was like, look, I don't care about all that. You need to tell me what happened to the shipment of heat. So she pulled a gun on him, and he was like, look, I'll tell you what you want to know. Just don't kill me. And so she was like, okay, I won't kill you. She made a promise, and she basically said that she wouldn't kill him. Okay, cool. Ended up, Michael Diamond's name came up again in conversation. His name has been coming up quite frequently. So, yeah, Paris was not here for that because he had something to do with the death of, well, what happened was Paris was like, yeah, I ain't got time for this. And so the dude was like, well, you promised that you wouldn't kill me. And she was like, I really did mean that I wasn't going to kill you, because Rio was like, well, she lied. And so she was like, no, I really wasn't going to kill him until he said the wrong name, which is Michael Diamond. And so they ended up telling Sasha, like, yeah, he had something to do with her father getting murdered. And so she killed him with ease. Like, you could tell she was upset. The look on her face. She killed old dude, went on about her business. Y'all, so the dude, Sebastian, reappears. And that's that guy who is supposed to be somebody who was going to be the sole supplier in, I think, Miami, that Rio met up with. And they kind of had flirtatious moments. But Rio does not believe in mixing business with pleasure. So they met up. Apparently, Sebastian was in Baltimore trying to get a gun shipment. And the person who he was talking to is DC Young Fly. I don't know what his name was in this show. I don't really care, but he just... Anyway, he was on here and he was like, look, I have shipments, but they're not for you. They've already been purchased, so don't worry about all that. He was like, you got 10 cases right here. And so he was like, yeah, they've all been purchased by someone else. And he was like, well, unpurchase them and let me buy them. And he was like, I can't do that. So while they were in the middle of talking, he was like, yeah, so this is why I can't do that. I can't be having all these problems in my life. So Junior and his siblings walk in, and they are the ones who purchased the guns because they are about to be at war with Consuela and the army that she has with her that are gunning for the Duncans. So he walks in, and they were about to drop him, to be honest. Had it not been for Rio, he was going to get dropped. And so he was like, yeah, I know him. And, you know, everybody was tired. Like, Sasha was not here for the two white girls that are his hitters, Sebastian's hitters, that are always by his side. Because they tried to, like, act like they was going to do something to her a little bit. Like, they really be doing the most. I'm like, y'all don't get... if y'all don't get somewhere and sit down. So, anyway, they explained their situation. And, he was like, yeah, we can let them live. It was like, if you don't leave, you ain't gonna let you live. And so you need to make a decision. And so he was like, just let them live. Rio was like, just let them live, whatever. And Sebastian ended up leaving, and they left them by themselves with DC Young Fly. So they ended up saying something about Michael Diamond. He was like, I know who he is, but I ain't seen him in a while. And, you know, whatever. And so they was like, but I understand y'all looking for him, but he gonna have to come to me at some point in time. So, you know, if I do see him, I will let y'all know. So they went on by their business after that, y'all. So at this point, Junior is talking to every single person who is in charge or has any dealings with security and telling everybody the locations that they are supposed to have and be posted at. Because they are at war. Consuela has an army. Like, for real, she has a whole lot of people on her team who she's drained all of her husband's assets. So she is able to fully pay these people for their time. So, yeah, Consuela's coming. They just don't know when. So, like I said, he was setting up a perimeter all around the place. He told all these people where they needed to be. And he had a certain group of people to come with him as well. Okay, so... LC is in the middle of talking to Orlando when Rob comes in, who was the driver. And this is what I was talking about earlier. Y'all, so he's talking to him, and so certain people cleared the room, and he ends up showing them footage. And so they were like, is this live? He was like, yeah. Apparently somebody was setting it off and cutting like a hole in the fence trying to get through, doing the most. And I was just like, y'all is doing the most. Y'all doing the most trying to sneak in. Y'all, I was tired. So certain people were trying to get in a position. Cool. You know, they were kind of, you know, still trying to, you know, set it up. So apparently it wasn't that bad yet. Cool. So they having Sasha's birthday dinner. Everybody's there. Eventually Paris comes in the room, and then her cousin's like, oh, I like that dress, you know, trying to have small talk with her, girl time. And so she was like, whatever. Cool. So anyway, then the doorbell rings, and I'm like, who could be at the door? Like, they got all this stuff going on. Why would somebody be coming by? Y'all, apparently London set up a situation, and she made an announcement. She was like, I have a special present for Sasha, who is my favorite cousin, and all this other stuff. She's setting it all the way off. She had some dude come. I don't know if y'all ever seen this show, but it is Love Thy Neighbor, and the guy who plays the dumb son, the dumb grandson on there, his name is Danny on there. He is on here, and he brings this bottle of wine, and, you know, he basically was going to be set up with her. So Paris is immediately like, ooh, he fine. Like, in her mind, you can tell the way she looks. She looking like, ooh, he look a little good. He look a little scrumptious in his life. Okay, cool. And so he gets introduced to the person he's supposed to be there to see. And so they let him sit down at the table. So then it gets to the point where Paris and London are arguing back and forth, and LC had to set it off and was like, everybody needs to shut up. And I was like, oh, Lord, sir, you went off. LC had to go off real quick. Y'all, I was so tired. So it got to the point where what happened was they were going back and forth. Well, did they go back and forth first? Elsie made a speech and about how he missed his brother Lou and all that stuff, and that nothing is the same without him. Cool. So then Paris made a toast after him. Seemed like she gonna be, respectful that night. Y'all, she made a toast and politely spilled wine all over this girl's dress. That dress is like $5,000. So she was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you did this. And so she kept trying to make it seem like it was an accident. Everybody who has eyes knows that wasn't an accident. And so she ended up going upstairs trying to see if she could salvage the dress. Okay, cool. So Elsie sent the dude up there. And I was like, that's odd. Why would I send a random person up the steps after my niece? And we have a war going on and he's a random person. But anyway, y'all sent him up there. So anyway, that's when London and Paris started arguing, y'all, and then Elsie had to set it off. It was like, y'all need to stop all this. Da, da, da. Anyway, y'all, of course, dude came up there to check on Sasha, and she was like, "What do you like what you see?" And she's really in there trying to get the stains and stuff out. They end up having sex, right? And so she started seeing a flash. And I was like, I know ain't nobody taking no picture. Y'all, this is a muzzle flash from somebody shooting something terrible. Somebody's shooting. And so she get down and she told him to get down and do whatever she says if he wants to live. So he's trying to understand. He was like, well, if it was so bad, all you had to do was tell me, I would have stopped. And she was like, honey, the sex was amazing. And if we live through this, I will be back for more. But right now we have to focus on staying alive. So she ended up going into like this little cabinet and got a little gun out for him and told him, you need to go downstairs and tell everybody that the war is happening right now. We got issues or whatever. And so he ended up running out the door to do all that. Meanwhile, they are under attack. They this is not as real. They are under attack at this moment, y'all. I was tired. So, y'all, in the middle of all this, Harris and London have gone upstairs because London was in her feelings because of everything that always go on with Paris. So she went on about her business. And so she was like, I don't want to be left alone right now. And so they told him to just go after his wife. And he was just like, oh, okay. Went up there after her. And so she was like, I said I didn't want to be bothered. They literally kept going back and forth between them and the war that was happening, y'all. Like, they started arguing something terrible. And then it got to the point where he slapped her. Now, remember, y'all, earlier in the series, he used to beat her all the time. Cheat on her, do whatever he wanted to do, and beat her into submission. And so London got tired and slapped him back. I was like, ma'am, oh, Lord, you done went off. So slapped the fire out of him. And so he think this fit to be a brawl. And so he over here talking crazy to her. She got tired of her spirit and rose up with a gun and pointed the gun at him and said, I'm tired of you. And all this other, went all the way off. And it was so bad that one of their children ran in the room and was like, Mommy, Daddy, or whatever she said, one of the parents. And he was like, are you going to kill me in front of our daughter? Man, that's how it basically ended, y'all. But I was tired. She pulled that gun on him and was tired, y'all. But that's how that ended. But before it ended, y'all, Consuela's team went through everybody in the perimeter and was killing people left and right. And then they ended up getting in the house. So Paris and Sasha had gotten dressed and had gotten weapons out of Sasha's closet. She had it set up real nice. Had outfits and automatic weapons setting it off. They went through the house killing people. They went outside. People on their team was getting killed and they were killing people. Y'all, they finally make it into the house. And they had the guns trained on certain people, including Consuela. And Consuela was like, you need to put the gun down. They had the gun on Elsie. She had the gun on Elsie about to kill him. She was like, you brought all this pain to my family. You killed my son. And all this other stuff. Lord have mercy. If it hadn't been for Charlotte, everybody would have been dead. Charlotte then set it off and was like, I know what you're going through. Why do you have to keep causing all this pain? And she ended up telling Nevada to come over there. And I was like, you better not. This better not be what I think it is. They ended up telling him to tell her who he is and when he was conceived, and all this other stuff. He was running off information about her left and right and who his daddy is. Apparently the backstory is Vegas, which is Nevada's daddy. He met her and they were trying to get away from someplace, and they were held up for like 3 months living off the land in someplace. I forgot where it was. Somewhere in California. Somewhere, y'all. I don't want to lie. I don't want to tell y'all a lie. But anyway, they were just trying to hide out for a while. And she had gotten pregnant, and she went to some sisters somewhere and gave birth, and they didn't want the child to just end up like the other orphans, and somehow they were able to get Nevada to them, and because he's actually half a Duncan. So they are telling her whole history. So she was like, no, you have to be lying, and all this other stuff. Then Charlotte was like, look at him. He looks just like you. And I was like, oh my God, I'm tired. Y'all, that boy is Consuelo's son. And so she was like, yes, you did lose a son, but you still have one right here. I was like, oh God, no. Y'all, but the most happened. I was so tired. So she ended up telling everybody to put their guns down. Nevada, you know, was like, you can still change, but please don't kill my grandpa. I was like, oh God, no, don't do this. Y'all, she, like I said, she ended up telling them to put the guns down, and they embraced, and I was like, Lord have mercy, I'm tired. Y'all, the most happened on this episode, but I was here for it. It was a really good, it was a little juicy. I was here for it. So yeah, anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this review as much as I watched it. I enjoyed watching that actual episode. And I will see y'all on the next one. Bye.